Hello, this is Kevin Houston, author of Chess Puzzles for the Casual Player, Volume 1 and 2. Volume 2 I'm planning on having out by the end of this year. I hope I can make that goal. I still have a lot of work to do on it. In this puzzle, it's Black's move, and Black is going to make a mistake, and it will be White's job to take advantage of that mistake. Notice that White's pawn here on d5 is attacked several times. Once by a bishop, a queen, a knight, and a pawn. So the move that Black makes is bishop takes the pawn. So the question for you is, what is a good move for White to take advantage of the position that we're in now? I'll give you a hint. Look for a double attack and think about how Black's move has weakened his ability to defend against it. So go ahead and pause the video and think about it and see if you can figure out what White's move should be. Well, White's move should be queen to a4 check. Notice that now the queen is checking the king and at the same time attacking this bishop. So Black will defend as he had planned to with knight to c6. So Black blocks the check and at the same time protects the bishop. The problem here is, though, that this bishop is subject to capture by this knight. So White will go ahead and take the bishop, and now the knight is not protected by anything and is destined to fall if he doesn't do something about it. So Black will go ahead and take back with the queen in order to maintain protection on this knight. And now we have a discovered attack in the making. The bishop moves out, or the knight moves out of the way, and we have an attack on the queen from the bishop on g2. Now Black has a couple of options. One is he can counterattack with b5. The other option is the queen can go ahead and take this knight. Let's go ahead and play through the queen taking the knight first and see what happens. Queen takes g5. And now we have this knight here that's attacked 2 times and is also pinned to the rook. So White will go ahead and take the knight and check the king. Naturally the king will move out of the way and White will take the rook. Now at this point White is ahead by a rook, so let's see if Black can salvage anything out of this position. Perhaps he can take this pawn here. This pawn is attacked twice, once by the bishop, once by the queen, so let's try that. Bishop takes the pawn, White takes back, Black takes back, and now we have the classic king and queen lined up. So White will go ahead and pin the queen to the king, and the queen will soon fall. So that was not a good idea. Let's go back, and the other option that White had was to go ahead and counterattack by moving this pawn up. So, or I'm sorry, Black. The other option Black had was to counterattack, so Black counterattacks, and follow that through. White takes the queen, Black takes the other queen, and now White can take this knight, and there's not much Black can do about it. White takes the knight, checks the king, and king advances to get out of the way, and when all is said and done, White is ahead by a rook. So let's go back and look at the original position of the puzzle and see if there's a better move for Black. Let's go back to the original, and here's this pawn here, attacked by several pieces. Is there some way that Black can get this pawn without having all the problems he had earlier? Let's see. It's Black's move, and see if you can figure out a better move for Black. Well, black has several options on capturing this pawn. Obviously, the bishop capture was not good. So a better capture would be e takes d5. This will allow black to defend the c6 square, the square right here, from a safer distance. Let's play that through. Queen to a4 check. Queen is checking the king, and the white queen is attacking this bishop. So black goes ahead and protects the bishop and blocks the check as before. But now notice that this bishop is not subject to attack as it was before when it was on the d5 square. Let's play it through a little bit further. White will go ahead and attack the knight. Black will add more protection to the knight. White will go ahead and take the knight, and since this bishop has no protection now, it's going to go ahead and trade itself off by taking the knight. And now at this point, black could go ahead and take back by taking this knight. But a better move would be to go ahead and castle. The reason for that is this knight is pinned to an unprotected queen, so this knight's not going anywhere. So that gave black an extra move to go ahead and get his king to safety. So that's the end of the puzzle, and if you have any questions or suggestions, let me know and I will try to answer them. And thank you for watching, and that is the end of the puzzle. Till next time, bye bye.